How's it going, everyone? Mike here with the first video of the new series, which is going to be the day trading updates. Now, I'm not going to get into this first trade. As you can see here, I'm already in the first trade. What I want to do with this first video is kind of go into just a little, a bit of an overview of what you guys should expect when I'm doing these videos, because I'm still trying to figure out, for example, what kind of a format I want to put this in. How do I want to organize the screen for you guys? Which screens do I want to show you? Do we want to go into such things as the account balance and actually see the growth of or decline of the account together? What I've done is I've deposited a small amount of money into an account that is not linked to my personal trading account. This is strictly just for YouTube. I've been talking about this for a while, and the reason I want to do this is simple, right? Number one, day trading, anybody who's actually getting into this, and if you're watching this, please keep in mind that I am very new to this, right? So I don't want you to kind of get the wrong impression that if I say anything, for example, that it's easy or anything like that. What I want to say is that for me personally, like I said, not through this account, and I'm just letting this trade play out. As you can see here, I'm going to talk about the second trade, but it took about a year and about $10,000 to actually start breaking even. And I really want to say that right at the beginning for anybody who's going to be watching these videos, because sometimes it might look, for example, easy, like, oh, hey, here's 20 bucks. It took about 2 seconds. And keep in mind, this is like very small position size, where there are people that would have made, $200 already or 2,000. And that's kind of where I'm struggling. Like, do I set these series up as if you stick to certain rules when it comes to trading and follow them on daily basis, you can actually grow your account. If you're not greedy, if we're not talking about, for example, pride and showing off or any of that kind of stuff. If you just kind of want to be humble and actually say, I am in this to make money on a long-term basis, then maybe we can set it up and do it that way. Because if anybody thinks, hey, I'm going to start day trading, I'm going to make $100,000 in 6 months, because that's what you're going to get out there on YouTube when people actually let me pause this here for a second. When people actually look for any kind of introductory videos to day trading or anything, like the way that it's advertised is that it's this kind of like fun, flashy thing. And that's kind of how I got into it. I was like, oh, of course, I'd like to make $100,000 in 6 months. But the reality is you're going to actually have to learn a whole new field. You're going to have to learn a whole new language. And if you don't pace yourself, if you actually and don't control your emotions, and that's the number one thing that I've actually found out that where I was failing. And like I said, a whole year to start breaking even, you're going to get into some trouble, because it's really, really easy to lose money. It's really, really easy to earn money. I don't want to say win money, but earn money if you stick to certain rules. And what I'm going to do is, like I said, this first video is going to be kind of like an introduction. I'm going to show you guys that one trade. And then I'm gonna think about this. I'm gonna maybe come up with a few rules. And like I said, if we do this project, this experiment, and you've seen so many of these, small account challenges out there where people get emotional and they lose all the money and all that kind of stuff. I'm thinking if I'm able to do this in kind of like a robotic way, where I stick to one, for example, or a few strategies. We stick to a certain rules that basically say that equation will result in us earning money. But again, it's not going to be large amounts of money until we increase the position size until we increase the account size, our buying power, all that kind of stuff. The one thing that we have to keep in mind, if you're starting out with a small account, and I'm talking like, $500, $1,000, it is way more difficult than actually starting with a larger account. My suggestion would be is if you have money to start trading with anywhere about 4,000 or 5,000, and then if you actually have money that you're basically saying I'm okay losing this money, you're comfortable with that money, then go with an increased size. If you're in the U.S., there's certain rules. If you're using the U.S. brokers, you're gonna have to put in more than $25,000 and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not gonna get into those rules and all that. I trust you to figure it out on your own. What I'm using is TradeZero, so there are no rules. You can start trading with $200 or $250. The margin kicks in after $500. So if you put in anything over $500, you're able to trade with ×4 your amount, and I think it's ×6 after you have $2,000 in your account. So anyways, I've talked a lot here, but I really want to set this up. I kind of want to leave this as a first video, as a very kind of organic, natural discussion flow. And I want to show you guys that, hey, this is what I've been doing. But again, it's very, very easy to lose money with a small account because you can only afford a few small and big losses. And that's why I'm saying, like, I feel like I definitely need to set some rules for this account because I think it would be worth me trying to actually do this as a long-term project with smaller amounts of money instead of going for big wins but risking a lot. So again, I'm gonna think about those rules. I think hopefully this series will grow. You guys will actually like it. I know that most people on my channel are there for print on demand, but my theory has always been let's make money. That's what we're in. This is a business. And if this is a source of income where I can make $32 or $50 or $100 a day, even $20 a day, it is still adding to the our wallet that we're hoping to grow. So let's get into this and see how the second trade plays out. So again, this is a stock that I've been actually trading for the last couple of days. What I was just doing there before I paused is I was looking at it's in a downward trend, right? It spiked. It went from $2, actually it was a little less than $2, and then it went all the way up to 11 in 3 days. So basically, what I was counting on is some kind of a pullback, and with the position size that I just entered the trade right here because what I was expecting this to do is to actually go down. So what my quantity. The position size is 200 shares. So basically, for 10 cents, I would be getting $20 for 20 cents. So basically, what I'm usually going for is 2-to-1 return. So if I'm risking, let's say $15 here, and this is my stop loss, then I'm expecting to get about $30. So as you can see here, this is the unrealized, and this is what I've already secured for the day. So right now, I put a stop loss in, and I was thinking to myself, do I just, because I'm expecting this to actually go down a lot more throughout the day, but there are certain key support levels, and the one that's coming up right here is a psychological one, which is 750. So I was kind of saying, you know what, I've already banked $32. If I lose the $15 here that I'm risking, I'm still okay with that, right? Because then I can maybe jump into another trade or just leave it as a $15 day. But right now what I'm thinking is if this goes down to 750 and it breaks through, it's going to be a pretty nice win. But again, there was some resistance, and it was starting to spike up more than I expected. And I was kind of questioning myself, do I just take the money? As you can see here, I'm trying to figure out what to do. And then at this point, I think I went in, I changed the quantity to 100. So I put my stop loss for 100, and I think I chose a new stop loss, which was the high of this bar here, which is 765. So I was risking about $5 and going for, you know, again, my goal was about 750, but I was still trying to see what was going to happen. Here, what I was afraid of is a bounce back, and I was thinking, you know what, I'm going to lose these $18, which would have totaled my day of 50. So I said, you know what, I'm actually going to just take out half of my position, which was the 100 shares, and then I'm going to leave these 100 to see what happens. And then, you know, as it was kind of like hovering around that, you know, 750 price point that I was talking about, I was thinking, you know what, for the first video for YouTube, and that's one thing that I actually don't want it to affect me, like, you know, the fact that I'm recording this, I got out. So the total here, as you can see, is $48.22, and that was all done in about, I don't even know, I can't see the time stamps here, so 10 minutes, so probably 8 minutes for $48. So here we have a question. This is where I have to think hard and long about this one, because if I at any point say I can keep trading without a problem, right? I was watching this and I let this record for a little bit just to see where the next setup would have been. There's another stock that I've been following for a couple of weeks because it's related to Bitcoin, and I've been investing into cryptocurrency, so I was very familiar with that stock as well. So there's a lot of things, for example, that I will do in my main account, but I was thinking, what do I do for this account? So, for example, there are people that are going to say, hey man, $48 trading, that's pretty much nothing. There are people that are making thousands, right? Of course, you know, there are people that are making millions. But what is the point of these series, of these videos? Is it for us to actually take a small amount of money and then look back at these videos a year from now and say, we're still trading with that original amount, we didn't have to actually add more money? That could happen if I stick to these kinds of numbers, grow the account, and then when I'm not only more comfortable trading, and when my, for example, skill, that I would say, the skills increase and I overall grow as a trader, then we can increase that size and actually grow the account even more, because that's the reality of this. And I have to keep calling it a business, because if you look at this as anything else, it's going to be bad news for you. So don't go into trading actually thinking, you know, I'm going to make $1,000 today, because of course you can. And even if for example, if I let this go, I would have made a lot more. If I entered this trade earlier, I would have made a lot more money. But here's the thing: do I want to say 50 today, 50 tomorrow, 30 tomorrow, 20 tomorrow? It adds up, because of course it's better to make $5 today than to lose $5 or $10 or 50 today. So that's what I'm saying. That's kind of my theory here. I think I want to be very cautious. I think I want to be very smart with this. And I think the overall goal is to show you guys that in the long term, it's better to not risk large amounts of money, especially a big percentage of your account. When I was actually getting into all this trading and everything last year, the one thing that stuck in my mind was, the guy was saying the number one thing when it comes to trading is capital preservation. So if you're not actually keeping your money, if you're not earning money, then what are you doing? You're just losing money and you're gambling. You're taking big risks, right? Of course, you're going to have big wins once in a while, but there's no guarantee that you're not going to lose all your money. So that basically what I'm trying to do here is actually stay very conservative, very modest. And I understand that people who watch these videos, especially on YouTube, these trading videos, everybody wants to go for that, big win. Hey, did you make $1,000 today? Did you make? The fact is, this is the reality. I am new to this. You guys, if you're watching this, are probably new to this. This could be an introduction for some of you guys. So I want to be very real in saying, take it real slow, right? So again, as I record these videos, I can even talk about the trading software. Like I said, TradeZero. I'll organize the introductions, the YouTube descriptions below, and I'll put in some links for you guys and everything. Maybe link a few other YouTube channels where I've actually learned, the people that I've been following, some for entertainment, some for, to actually learn. There's a lot out there. Honestly, there's a lot. And the style of trading, for example, I definitely want to evolve. Like, this is the simple, quick, it's called scalping. So you're taking small amounts of money, depending on your risk. It could be small amounts of risk. But again, if I really learn that, technical analysis, and this comes years after you enter the game. And I'm not talking about the simple, support, resistance, all that kind of stuff. I'm talking about, based on the history of this stock and the volume and all that, price action, this is what's going to happen. And then you can actually maximize, for example, where you can buy 1,000, 10,000 shares and make large amounts of money. So like I said, the point of this is, I am new to this. This is an introduction, and hopefully you guys see it that way. And let's see what we can do. Today, 48.22. I'll say that's not so bad. Somebody just gave you $50, but we'll see what tomorrow brings and the day after. And there are going to be days where I don't trade, but for right now, I'm going to try and do as much as possible and put out as much content as possible for you guys. Anyways, if we watch this a year from now, that means that we're still in it, that we're still making money, and this is video number 1. So it's it's a new beginning. Let's do it together. As always, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you soon.